Hello and namaste and om to everyone. So tonight we've chosen a topic which is quite deep in wisdom and something we've all experienced, and we want to make this world a better place. So Lakshmi, what is Lakshmi, as well as the nourishing Lakshmi. So Lakshmi is really about love and not destroy. So it's goddess, one of the goddess of abundance, and we look at it as wealth. Wealth is not just money. Wealth, there is a whole picture of wealth in her. So she has 8 arms, and these 8 arms are not all holding money, but she is speaking of abundance. And yes, the money is there. We all need little money, yes. But the next is agriculture and environment. Third is human resources. Fourth is fertility, those children who are born and tomorrow's future, yes. Patience, to receive the gifts from this goddess, achievement, the skills, and righteous living, and combination of all those 7, which makes the 8th complete. So the first is the money, yes. Earning in the righteous way. So of course, with the capitalism, there's slavery there, there's that, not very harmonious. All these things will now have to stop. We have to respect how and the money is earned as well in a clean way. So, not using slavery and not acquiring it with bribery, drugs, sexual trade, those kind of things all have to go, to be in the non-karmic way, not post-karma. So that is the first. And the second now, third, fourth, they're all together with the living. So the environment, yes, we've created so much rubbish on earth, and agriculture, even we've really abused the natural systems of agriculture and brought in toxic chemicals, things like that. All has to now be looked in again so that we can have better living. So quick covering, like genetically modified, all that has to go. Toxic chemicals we don't want to use anymore. Long periods of storage has to go. So many fruits and veg are stored for such long time before they're displayed. So we really, if it says fresh, we need it fresh, not just look fresh, but it has to be fresh, like eaten within days of picking. So that's kind of thing. And preservation, yes, preserving in a better way. Like when you see some of the figs, they're dried figs. Are they sun-dried? Some of the sultanas, are they sun-dried? Sun drying is so important because it's packed with energy and not artificial way of drying. We don't want all those artificially things. So all that we want to throw away now. As well as supermarket, all the unsold items, like you see, they leave the for sale, all the things that are expiring should be subsidized and sold, first thing in the morning, not leave them till end of the day to clear. And then when they can't sell, they throw them in the bin. So we don't want that. We want them to sort of, just before the expiry date, we want them to sell, and let someone have a meal out of it rather than put it in a recycle bin. We don't want that. We want someone to have a subsidized meal. So that's the way we want to go, as well as being creative, like whatever is left over, we can remake other dishes out of it, like bread food, soups, parathas, and many dishes can be created from leftover things. So that we must learn, become a bit more creative, not just open the packet and put it in the micro and ding, ding, and eat. We don't want that, certainly not, because we are dead when we eat like that. So yeah, the goddess gives us loads of fruits and whatever harvest. And when she gives us lots, it's meant for sharing. So people should really be going out there and sharing. Countries should be sharing with one another, and of course, less wastage as we serve. There's a community coming in together as well. So lovely relationship, as well as if we don't waste, then the greenhouse gases, of course, are not going to be there, and we are saving overall quite a bit. And there's teamwork, as we know, of the human resources, and everyone knows what they have to do, and people are in place. And we've seen it in ashram work so well, produce is delivered in the morning, anything excess from the farms comes delivered there, and people, lots of volunteers get together and they start cooking. And of course, if they're always told that please take what you want and not pile up the whole plate, and just eat as much as you can, little and often, then too much all at once, and then say, oh, I can't eat now. So the idea is not to waste. You could give the leftover of the dish to the animals or anybody, but from your plate, why give the leftover from your plate, to the animals? That's not a good way of feeding the animals either. So let us thank all the five elements, as I say, the earth, the fire, the sun that makes it grow, the water, the air, and the space. And before we eat, let us bring that into consideration, that every person who made that meal come to the table, thank that before you eat. And it's a beautiful way to survive when you know how that full cycle works. And keep away as much from fast foods, because fast foods cloud your buddhi, cloud your mind. There is no clarity. So children who are eating fast food every day, if you notice, their focus is not there, the clarity is not there, nothing is there. And is this the kind of tomorrow's generation we want to bring? No. We really want them to show, how to grow things fresh, how to cook. It's a skill. And eat little and simple and often, then buy one, get one free, and fill up the whole fridge, and then you don't see half the things, and you waste it. And they find that, like few countries of the world, like America, Australia, some European countries, a third of the food is not even opened, and it's thrown away. Now that can feed 2 times the poorest nations. Now see what indulgence and greed do to us. So all these things have to stop, and we want to see a better world for tomorrow. So even the cows that are given the hormones to produce so much milk, and they take the young ones away from them. Imagine the feeling, what the mother must be feeling with that, you know, 10 times load on the breast, and just to feed the humans. Is that harmonic? Definitely not. So these kind of things, hormonal injections and that, they must end. We want the natural way. It should be, uh, no killing, no bad feeling before we eat. So less food, but better quality, and less wastage. So the gases, like the energy, fuel, and water that we use, those resources for recycling and disposing, that can cut down. So it would be much better if we start using less rather than more. So I would say mindset, we must change for the better, and think of the whole world and all this that sustains everything, and thanking the goddess as well, you know, and not just say, oh, well, I can afford it, so I can waste it. That kind of attitude must go. So the hotel industries should really cut down all that buffet eating, you know, eat as much as you like. All those things must go as well. We don't really want that. So the quote for today would be throwing away food. You are throwing away Lakshmi, the goddess. Is that good? It's not good. It's like stealing a meal of the poor and the hungry. And back to simple living, I would say, is the best harmonious way to live. And may this little subject really bring, uh, you know, awaken humanity that we're not the only inhabitants on earth, and we must learn how to adjust with the rest. So let us all be happy and in union and sharing, and not be greedy, and really live all the 8 um, terms of the goddess, than just focus on me, and wealth. So thank you. Namaste.